Welcome back to Tech Trouble, where machines don't just work, they dominate. Get ready to witness monster chippers devour trees and stump crushes rip through the ground with unstoppable force. These beasts are so fast and fierce, you won't believe your eyes. Buckle up, the wildest ride in logging power starts now. This is where brute force collides with absolute precision. Watch as the Woodcracker R900 stump shear unleashes its raw hydraulic power on the forest floor. A stump that once anchored a towering tree stands no chance. The steel jaws slam shut with crushing force, splitting through dense wood fibers and snapping deep roots as if they were nothing but twigs. In seconds, the earth trembles, and the giant stump is ripped from its place like it never existed. But this beast doesn't stop there. With its massive cutting blades, the R900 sweeps across tangled piles of branches and debris, crushing and slicing through everything in its path. Logs, roots, and heavy brush are torn apart in one fluid motion, leaving behind a clean battlefield of shredded wood. Every strike is a display of unstoppable dominance. Where ordinary machines would stall, this monster rips forward without hesitation. With a roar of hydraulics, a massive grapple seizes the car like prey. In an instant, it's hoisted into the air, helpless against the sheer force of steel. Then, slam! It's hurled onto the crushing pile. Metal screams, glass explodes, and the proud machine collapses into nothing more than twisted fragments. This isn't just scrap disposal. This is raw destruction in its purest form. Watch closely as a pile of everyday machines, from refrigerators to vacuums and twisted steel frames, are fed into the open jaws of an industrial shredder. The moment the rollers engage, the chaos begins. Giant steel teeth lock onto the metal, dragging it down with unstoppable force. In seconds, appliances that once filled homes are crushed, torn apart, and shredded into unrecognizable fragments. Sparks flash, wires snap, and the roar of grinding steel fills the air as the shredder chews through everything without hesitation. There's no mercy here. Once an object falls inside, it's gone forever. This is the kind of destruction you can't look away from. Pure power, relentless speed, and the guarantee that every single piece of metal meets its end. This is pure power unleashed, the TigerCat 1165 wheel harvester, proving why it rules the logging world. Built for selective cut, final fell, and high production harvesting, this mid-size monster dominates everything from dense hardwood forests to eucalyptus stands and even steep, rocky slopes. Riding on 8 massive wheels, it charges forward at over 11 kilometers per hour, fueled by a giant 454-liter tank that keeps it working non-stop. The moment the operator grips the controls, the machine comes alive. Its harvester head clamps onto a towering tree, lifts it effortlessly, and tears through branches in one savage motion. The trunk is sliced clean, logs are stacked with surgical precision, and the cycle doesn't stop. Fast, ruthless, and unstoppable. Wood chips blast through the air, splinters rain down, and in seconds, a living forest is transformed into a perfect stockpile of timber. Steel screams the moment this excavator steps in. Armed with a massive hydraulic crusher, it turns the scrapyard into a battlefield of twisted metal. The jaws descend with deadly precision, clamping onto a car and lifting it like nothing. One brutal squeeze and the panels buckle, glass shatters, and the solid frame folds like paper under pressure. But the crusher doesn't stop. Digging deeper, it rips apart the body, exposing tangled wires, cracked engines, and shattered components hidden inside. All around, the ground is littered with destruction. Refrigerators split open, washing machines flattened, and cars stacked like dominoes, waiting for their fate. Every crunch echoes like thunder, hydraulic power with zero mercy. What was once transportation, once machinery, once useful equipment is reduced to jagged fragments of scrap. This isn't recycling, it's the final chapter of machines, where pure industrial dominance rules and nothing escapes the crusher's grip. When stone collides with unstoppable steel, entire mountains fall. A massive Hitachi excavator dominates the quarry floor, its giant bucket tearing into the earth and scooping up tons of rock in a single motion. With precision, it swings and unloads the load into the gaping jaws of a mobile rock crusher built for relentless power. The moment the rocks hit the feeder, the machine comes alive. Its steel jaws slam shut, breaking apart massive boulders like they're nothing more than pebbles. Dust explodes into the air as the crushing chamber grinds down slabs, reducing them step by step until only sharp gravel and stone chips remain. The sound is deafening. Metal against rock, a thunderous rhythm of pure industrial might. Conveyor belts stretch out like veins, carrying the crushed material across the site with unbroken speed. One belt feeds another, streams of gravel pour down in perfect order, and massive piles begin to form. Mountains of fresh aggregate ready for roads, bridges, and construction projects. Every second, tons of rock are transformed from unyielding bedrock into perfectly sized material. It's a cycle that never stops. The excavator loads, the crusher smashes, the conveyors carry, and the stockpiles rise higher and higher. Watch closely. Massive logs are dragged into the jaws of a monster wood chipper, and the destruction begins instantly. The blades roar to life, tearing solid trunks into a storm of chips that blast out like shrapnel. In seconds, towering trees vanish, reduced to golden mulch pouring into the trailer like a raging waterfall. The grapple keeps feeding, the blades keep devouring, unstoppable, ruthless, and built to dominate. Once a legend of the streets, the Volkswagen Golf MK2 meets a brutal end. An excavator's claw grips the hatchback tight, lifting it high into the air like a trophy before slamming it into the hungry jaws of the shredder. The machine roars to life, steel teeth clamp down, tearing through the frame with no hesitation. Metal screams, glass bursts, and the iconic body folds like paper under thousands of pounds of crushing force. In seconds, the Golf is tossed, twisted, and ripped apart piece by piece until it's unrecognizable. just fragments of steel and shattered components scattered across the pile. This isn't just the end of a car, it's the sheer dominance of industrial power, where even legends of the road are reduced to nothing in moments. It only takes seconds for the shredder to prove there's no mercy here. A simple bicycle, once built for speed and freedom, is dragged into the spinning jaws of steel. The yard goes silent as a massive white van is dragged toward the crusher, its road days already written in dents and scars. The claw slams it into place, and then comes the moment of no return. The hydraulic press crashes down with unstoppable force. The roof caves, the doors burst open, and the entire body folds like cardboard under steel power. In just seconds, what once towered as a family van is reduced to a flat, lifeless slab of metal. A final chapter sealed in crushing silence. The moment the rollers catch, the teeth bite hard, snapping spokes, bending the frame and tearing the wheels apart like they were nothing more than wire. The chain whips loose, gears twist and pop, and every piece of metal screams as it's ripped down to fragments. In an instant, the bike vanishes. No wheels, no frame, no chance. Just shredded steel swallowed whole by unstoppable power. The moment this machine switches on, you can feel the ground tremble. Its jaws open wide like a predator waiting for prey, and whatever gets fed in doesn't stand a chance. Watch closely, because what happens next is both terrifying and mesmerizing. Steel screams, power roars. The shredder doesn't hesitate. It devours everything in its path. Solid beams, twisted scrap, and heavy chunks vanish into spinning jaws that tear with bone-shaking force. Every rotation unleashes chaos. Sparks burst, dust rises, and unbreakable material crumbles like paper. The machine never pauses, never weakens. It's pure mechanical hunger on display. But the destruction doesn't stop there. The remains are dragged further into the chamber, broken down again and again until there's nothing left but shredded scrap, tiny jagged pieces pouring out in a steady stream. What once looked strong and indestructible is now just a pile of fragments ready to be hauled away like dust in the wind. Stay locked in, because once you've seen what this machine can do, you'll never look at metal the same way again. There's no pause, no weakness, only pure mechanical hunger tearing through tons of resistance. Every moment builds tension. Every crunch keeps your eyes locked, waiting for the next devastating strike. As soon as the object touches the rollers, the chaos begins. Giant steel teeth clamp down and drag it inside with unstoppable force. There's no hesitation, no mercy. The shredder pulls harder, crushing, twisting, and ripping through solid metal like it's nothing more than paper. You can hear the grinding roar echo through the air, mixed with the sharp crack of panels snapping and steel breaking apart. Piece by piece, the machine devours everything thrown at it. Thick pipes buckle, frames collapse, and even the strongest parts twist into unrecognizable shapes. Sparks flash as the blades bite deeper, chewing up whatever stands in their path. Wires snap, gears shatter, and fragments shoot out like shrapnel, proof of the sheer violence happening inside. Steel meets resistance, but nothing holds back the Darmstadt DW3060. This slow-speed monster was built to dominate the toughest jobs. Waste wood, roots, green waste, bulky scraps, even brutal construction debris. With its single-shaft system and hydraulically controlled shredding comb, it tears through massive loads with ruthless precision while protecting itself from damage. Logs, bio-waste, industrial trash, everything is chewed apart and reduced to fragments under its relentless power. Every rotation proves why this machine stands in a league of its own. Unstoppable, efficient, and engineered to crush what others can't. Destroyer! Oh my god, this machine is absolutely terrifying. The way it grabs metal, tears through steel, and crushes everything in its path is beyond imagination. It doesn't just destroy, it dominates, with a power so raw and unstoppable that it makes even the toughest vehicles look like fragile toys. The forest falls silent as the Moorbark 4036 roars to life, ready to devour entire piles of tangled branches in one go. With a powerful Daewoo loader feeding it non-stop, this massive chipper turns what looks like an unmanageable heap of brush into a steady storm of shredded wood. Every clawful of debris disappears into its steel jaws, and within seconds, the chaotic mess is reduced to clean, usable chips. Out here in the wild, this machine is proof that no branch, no matter how stubborn, can resist its relentless bite. Watching it in action feels unreal, like witnessing a monster unleashed, and every second blows your mind even more. When these industrial beasts roar to life, it's nothing short of chaos unleashed. Towering logs, bulky waste, and even massive roots are dragged into their steel jaws without mercy. The second the grapple releases its load, the blades ignite with fury, shattering, slicing, and pulverizing everything in their path. Chips explode like a storm, fragments rain down like shrapnel, and the ground shakes under the crushing rhythm of the machines. Each rotation of the drum, each turn of the shaft is a reminder of the sheer mechanical dominance built into these shredders. You've just seen machines that don't hesitate, don't slow down, and don't forgive. These wood chippers and shredders took on massive logs, tangled roots, twisted metal, and bulk waste, and reduced everything into nothing but fragments. Every scream of metal, every explosion of chips, every collapse of once solid material was proof of what happens when unstoppable machinery meets immovable challenges. These aren't just tools. They're engineered beasts built for destruction on a level most people never get to witness. Watching entire trees vanish in seconds, vehicles crumble like paper, and impossible debris shredded apart shows us one thing. In the battle between nature, waste, and steel, the machines always win. But the world of extreme machinery is even bigger than this. Beyond these shredders, there are crushers that flatten entire trucks into steel pancakes, excavators that tear down buildings in minutes, and forestry giants that can chew through whole forests without missing a beat. The footage you've seen today is just a glimpse into the raw power waiting to be unleashed. If this left you speechless, you're going to want to stick around because the next videos go even harder, with bigger machines, faster destruction, and unbelievable demolition power you won't see anywhere else. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe, tap the like button, and turn on notifications right now, because here at Tech Trouble, we bring you face to face with the most extreme machines on the planet. This isn't just demolition. This isn't just shredding. This is the world of ultimate mechanical dominance, and we're just getting started.